Hello, buddy. Welcome to the report. As you can see, I haven't found any music yet, but next month, I'm hoping I can find some that will suit the channel. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments below. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be talking about. See these little buggers here? Well, if you know anything about fairy tales or anything like that, these are goblins. Now I'm just using this picture just to be showing you something while I tell you what I did my research on about. This is going to be no longer the Grim Report. It's going to be called Real or Not to You. The Grim Real or Not to You. If you have a better catchier title, let me know. And from what I've understood and what I've read, they're from the Germanic tribe, Germanic and British folklore. What I've read, they do, however, appear in many other countries. I'm sure they appear in Japan. I know they appear in Japan. I know they appear in other countries here around the world, and even the U.S., I believe. Well, some of the stories that I read, they appear to be no bigger than a child. One sighting, they called them children without hair. They vary in height and color, of course. One of the sightings currently, and was in 2013 or 2012, I'm really not sure on the dates. I apologize on that. Two different websites as well say two different dates. So one says this sighting was 2013, the other one says 2012, so it's in between, I'm assuming. One less current is back in 1955. Much is known about this, how many more there are. You know, there's another 1970s during Vietnam. Yes, during Vietnam, soldier described them as little gray men. He also said they heated up as weapon after. They said a word. It could be like magic. You know, goblins in any video game go magic, as well as mythology. There's another one in 2012. This is different than the one I said previously. There's a video. One was walking through the woods with a lantern, possibly. Could be an unlikely. The deer could be a possible hoax, but it was unlikely because the deer did not move. The deers did not move. If it was a person, they would have heard the footsteps and ran. They didn't move. They just looked around and went back, continuing eating. Another one is in daylight, caught in daylight by a fisherman in 2009. Now, from what I saw in the video, he was in his boat, heard some noise, he turned around, and a little guy, no bigger than a kid, ran into the woods behind him. They show the black cloak, and they show they had little gray feet, 3 toes. There have been some prints of these things, but none of them have been cast from what I know of. They have 3 toes, and very small feet, and from most of the websites that I've seen their eyes, they have eyes like a bird. You know how they have a big pupil and a small outer rim and a big pupil in the middle? That's how they look. The English word goblin comes from the Greek word kobolos. Kobalos. They're tricksters. They spend their time tricking mortals. That's part of the folklore, at least. There are at least 10 types of these things. There's hobgoblins. They're dark-colored, shaggy hair. thought to be one of the most benign forms of goblins, closely related to brownies. Cloacos, Kol hyphen KSU. Many people think of these as mermaids with attitude. Problem, since their lovely, delicate features can make them seemingly kindly. However, their white irises set the dragon eyes. Knockers. Their own interesting set-off goblins and personality are very close to the hobgoblin. Hogboon. The Hogboon or Hogboy is a very friendly earth goblin. They're kind of kindly to humans that many people say they claim they are not goblins at all. Troll. Trow. The trolls are are probably one of the most easiest recognizable subraces of goblins. In fact, that when most people think of goblins, basically they're the ones what you mostly think of goblins look like. Tengu. This is Japanese. Name Tengu means heavenly dog in Japanese, since they like to take the form of a dog like Chinese demons called Tengu. Tiangou. The kobold is a very famous race of goblins, which originates a dramatic tribe mythology that continues in Germany. That continues on. I believe there's probably sightings of it. I might want to start looking those up more often. I'm not even going to attempt to put this, but I'll spell it out. Kalakazu. Taros. The goblin comes primarily from the Greek folklore, which emerged after the fall of the traditional Greek mythology had been pushed out of their minds of the common people. Fuka. The Fuka are types of kobolds, while considered to be mostly harmless, it can still be very tricky and its variety of shapes to change into bogey or boogies. Bogies, basically. 10, the smallest form of goblin. To make up for their size, they are very inferior, making them the hardest goblin. Basically, that you can't hit them. They're very small. I'm not sure if many of the goblins are not aliens, though. The gray aliens, Put it this way, guys. I'm not sure if these things are aliens, the ones that are said, because the guy in Vietnam said it was the end of his his alien killing career. Start and end. Well, this is still made me believe he used magic, because the sighting said the word before he shot the fireball at his gun. He said a word, I'm not sure what it was, about they connect in any, but never know how they connect, guys. You don't know if these things connect the grays, or the grays goblins, or the goblins grays. I'm gonna leave that up to you. Do you think the grays, which are the little aliens, or are they goblins, or the goblins aliens? That's the question I want you guys to know. Well, no, to answer. Do you think the goblins are grays, or the grays are goblins? Are they alien, or are they just goblins? Let you decide. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you have a name for the show, other than the Grim Report, please let me know. But other than that, this is me saying good luck, good night. God bless.